So friends, right, we all have prompted a lot, isn't it? So we are so used to doing prompt, correct? But there is a whole uh, template, a structure to a prompt, which helps us a lot in getting the perfect, the right results, right? More often than not, this is where the challenge has been so far. Okay. Basically, what a prompt is, you all can you are be already familiar with. It's a simple instruction, right? Or an input that we provided to that large language model, correct? And they are
Arun,
already
so
trained with that
sorry.
knowledge.
Can you please go full screen? Thank you.
Keep missing that. Sorry. Yeah, I'm swapping that. Okay. Yeah. So an input that goes into the generative AI model, we call that it as a large language, and then you get the generated input, right? So friends, when it comes to a prompt, right, there is a, just like for a good dish to be made, right? If we say vegetable biryani, for instance, you need what? For really a good vegetable biryani, you need core set of ingredients, correct? Without the ingredients, the food will not come as expected, correct? The same thing goes into the world of prompt, correct? So if you see this, a nice little chip packet, right? I'm going to call out these 6 parameters, okay, which actually makes a prompt more effective, right? So the number one is called as the context. Every time when we want to prompt something, you set a context. And what context means? The scenario, the situation, right, where we are in. So you are training a bunch of Scrum masters, right? That is actually, I'm setting the context in order for me to give of, prepare the prompt for a more better effective response, right? So in this example is the context, right? For me, I'm saying that I'm training a bunch of Scrum masters or people from different industry who wants to leverage AI in the role of a Scrum master. So that's what context means. Number one, please make a note of it. Number two is called the actual task, right? For example, list 5 marketing strategies for my company, or list what are the top 10 challenges faced by the Scrum Master in the world of Agile, right? So you are giving a task and a complete action. The third is your specificity. You are going to be specific about what you are asking for. Like if I say, give me 10 marketing strategies um, for my bakery company in the city of Goa, or in the city of Chennai, in the city of Bangalore. So I am trying to give more specificity to that prompt. Then comes a format where I'm going to mention how I want the response to be by mentioning the various prompts. Right? I'm going to give you a lot of examples to actually practice it, and then we are going to compare the results, right? So you're going to tell how the format has to be. So if I want to say healthcare data set, I'm going to say I want by patient ID, the patient name, the gender, date of birth, the disease, what currently he has, right? I'm giving a format to it. Tone is not that of a significance, basically because tone is usually meant for personal, professional, jovial, that kind of a tone. So we normally go with the professional one because we are learning this professional course here, right? And last but not the least is the constraints. What constraint means is you're going to set some limitation to the number of uh, data that is being generated. For example, when I say, give me 10 marketing strategies for my bakery company within the city of Goa, not to exceed 100 words. You see that? When I give a constraint, when I give a limitation, I want to see how the response is going to. So these 6 components are the effective ingredients, are the right ingredients for a proper prompt. So far, right, I don't know how people have been using. I mean, I'm not sure how you guys have been using it, but from now, we are going to use these to see the results, and then we are going to formulate the next course of action from that. Clear, friends? So I'll be asking these questions, okay? So content, task, specificity, format, tone, and constraint. These has to be critical. These are the critical ingredients. Then let's start with, now the next thing is when I'm going to talk, um, now that I mentioned about the food, right? So a nice, a Subway bread, correct? So I need some classic ingredients, right, from chipotle sauce or whatever, right? So I have kept all kind of ingredients ready. Now I have put all the ingredients. Now the question comes, what is the process of adding those ingredients, right? So I need an effective technique there. You see that a dish cannot be good only by the ingredients. You got to know how to make use of these ingredients in the proper ratio. That process is what we call that as prompting techniques. Okay. So here is your first prompting technique. We call that as zero shot prompting. What zero shot prompting means? You are asking the LLM, or in other words, the ChatGPT, you are going to ask, give a task without any examples, without giving any context, any examples. You see the example here? When I say for preparing a coffee, if I'm saying explain the steps to make a cappuccino, right? So it bluntly gives you this response. It says heat the milk, brew the espresso, create, combine, and so on and so. With no context, no other examples, it just issuing the statement. This is what most of us will be familiar with, right? So in the world of Scrum, I'm going to say, what strategies would you handle? Would you use to handle a team member who consistently misses daily stand-ups? A straightforward question, right? I'm not giving any examples. This is called as zero shot prompting. Okay, please make a note of it because we are going to go into the case study after this. Next is called multi-shot, or sometimes is also called few shot, where you give examples, friends. Right? So you see here in the coffee example, I'm saying that here are two coffee recipes, latte and mocha, right? So both these, I'm saying these are the recipes and I'm expecting it in this format, right? Then I'm issuing a prompt that says, you follow this pattern and describe the recipe for caramel and Irish coffee. So what happens is when you give an example, ask the LLM to give a recipe, it gives you in that specific. This is what we call it as few shot prompting, friends. And in the world of Agile, right, I'm giving an example where I'm telling, here is how a Scrum Master handle impediments, right? You all know what impediments means, correct? So the blocks basically. So I'm saying that, right? So where I'm giving an impediment example and says, a team lacks testing expertise. And their response is arrange brown bag sessions with QA experts from all other teams. So I'm giving that example. I'm giving another example saying that impediment sprint planning takes too long a response. So introduce some time box agenda and make sure that user stories are refined beforehand. Then I'm saying that you handle this impediment where team members are working in silos. So give me a response based on this pattern. You see the difference? By giving examples and asking a particular format. This is what we call that as few shot prompting, friends. Okay, any questions so far? So two major type of prompting we discovered. Now we are getting into very intense, more powerful prompts for following now. So tell me so far any questions?
No. So for this scenario, agile example
Uh-huh.
which you have given,
Uh-huh.
uh, uh, like this is the prompt which will be giving to ChatGPT, and
Correct.
and it will be giving us a response, correct? And
Correct.
few short
Yes.
and zero short are the two examples which you have given, and it will logically speaking, they both of them should give a different response.
Yeah, both of them will give a different response. Ideally, that is expected,
Okay.
right? Because when we the whole here the whole point here is when we actually prompt and when we are consciously giving a certain examples in a specific format. That's what I'm saying, right? When we attach a structure to our thinking, it helps us to generate the results in the format which is more desirable, which is more focused on your way of thinking. And that's what these examples are giving us the way to do it.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
Right? So here I'm saying, I'm telling it, if this was a zero shot, I would simply say, right? I would simply ask handle the impediment team members are working in silos. That's it. That's zero shot. But here I'm refining it and say, here is how a Scrum Master might handle impediments, where I'm giving two examples. Then I say, now you go handle this impediment and give me the result. So you can clearly say the way of, we are actually structuring the way of this LLM's thinking. End of the day, LLM is a machine, friends, isn't it? It cannot, even though it is trying to think and share, but it is all trained models. So we are giving it as an effective prompt to bring the results in our way. We are leveraging, we are tapping into that potential. And you see the next one. Very, very, we call that as chain of thought prompting, right? Where I am making the system think. Example, coffee example. So everywhere I'm giving the coffee example so that it's a general, we all can relate to that. Then we step into the agile. Okay. So in the coffee example, it says, let's think through why a coffee might taste bitter, right? So I'm making it think instead of issuing a prompt directly asking why my coffee is not good. I'm saying that let me help you think why a coffee might taste bitter, such as one, you check the brewing temperature, examine the grind size, consider the brewing time, look into the coffee to water ratio. Now, you make this approach and analyze and tell why my coffee would taste bad, right? And in the agile, I'm saying that, hey, give me the steps, right? Thought the steps as a scrum master addressing a situation where velocity is declining. So I'm giving a structure now, saying that, okay, first I would like to call for a quick stand-up meeting, have all these right stakeholders. Then I would analyze the next step of things. Based on that, you are going to issue a task which says you provide specific formats or requirements. Right? So here you are enabling the LLM to think in the form of steps. Whenever I make it to think in the form of step, friends, we call that as chain of thought prompting. And this is one of the widely accepted format of prompting to get our desired result. We are actually giving a step-by-step, a structured approach in its responses. Okay. The next is called role-based prompting. Role, of course, you all know, right? You mentioned as I'm the experienced chef in a restaurant, right? Whatever roles that you are, I'm the CEO of this company, I'm the financial analyst of this company, I'm the data analytics expert. The moment you give a role, It asks, how would you handle a particular task? The results are going to be more close and refined to what we are thinking. That's where the role-based prompting comes in. So in the agile example, I'm saying I'm an experienced Scrum Master. I'm giving a context, working with a newly formed team. I'm saying the team has just finished the first sprint, right? And a lot of issues were raised about the story estimation. Now you tell me, how should I respond to the team's concerns? You see that? So I have all core ingredients, and then I'm issuing a role and then asking it to give me a response that will help them to think in that direction and give them. This is what we call that as role-based prompting. And the next is template. We'll be using this also a lot, where I'm asking, give me in the specific template. Like coffee, use this template and mention me the coffee drink specification. Like what is a drink name? What should be the base? What should be the temperature in this specific format? When you issue a specific template, you get the results also in that template. Right? So if I'm saying that you document the business processes using this example. So create a sprint retrospective guide. Make sure you use this format where opening has to be 5 minutes, data gathering, insights 10 minutes, and close. Are you able to see the difference? Right? Template will have a specific template where I need to get the answers. And last one, friends. Okay, the last one we call it as a constraint, which I already spoke to you about, right? Where I'm setting a limitation where I say that you create a requirement gathering notes, which has to be completed in 1 week, which is a constraint I'm setting, right? I should not have any specialized softwares. It should involve remote stakeholders. All these constraints, the moment you set it in the prompt, we call that as constraint-based prompt. These are the 6 most effective prompting techniques. There are multiple, there are several more. We don't want to get too deep and then confuse, right? We'll just focus on the steady ones and the ones which we use widely. Okay, so now you guys have to guess. I'm going to give some samples on the Scrum Master side. You guys have to respond what type of prompting technique it will be. Ready? Okay, first one. Describe how to facilitate a daily stand-up meeting. What type of prompting technique it will be?
Zero shot.
Zero shot.
Zero.
Very straight, isn't it? Good one. Zero shot. Then provide 3 examples of user stories for a sprint planning session. You can mention the
Zero.
examples. That will be
Shot.
Zero.
very good.
Shot.
And this one is very straight, right? As a Scrum Master.
Role based.
Role-based.
Exactly. When the moment you attach a role, it can always be the role based. Then break down. This is chain of thought, my friend. Because ma'am, somebody said template. No, there is template here. I am telling how to follow. First, do this, then you do this, next, and finally do this. I'm giving it a sequence. I'm giving it as a step. That's called chain of thought. And
But there is like we are just asking it to define in steps, right? We are not actually giving or defined or structured.
see, structure we can define. I'm just giving a skeleton here. The moment you find, now same thing. If I
Okay,
say
just by
break down
including that first, then next, and finally.
yes, yeah. First,
Okay.
and then I'm saying what to do, then what to do, next what to do, and finally what to do. We are asking the AI tool to think in the way how I am asking you to think. right? Now I can also I'll do an alternative chain of thought where I can say break down the process of estimating story points using planning for poker in a step-by-step approach. That is also fine.
Okay.
Or
And what? Sorry,
sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, whatever is put in brackets is the actual task, and whatever is out of it is just giving more context and
Specificity and specificity. Yes. That is how we actually leverage the AI to its best potential. Now we're going to do this now. Correct? We're going to get into the action mode. So first I want you to get familiarized with these terms, right? Okay. Now that you are clear with chain of thought, tell me the last one. Sorry, the last but one. Refine the process of conducting backlog refinement sessions.
Based on latest agile template.
Exactly. Where I'm telling you bring in latest agile best practices. I'm issuing a template. Good job. And then the last one, suggest improvements for a
Constraint.
new
Constraint.
because I am telling you consider remote team members. I'm giving it a limitation. I'm saying that this is a constraint part. So this is how you handle various prompting techniques for the best results, right? So having said that, friends, let's get into the first case study. All right. So let's all get ready. We'll do a quick hands-on activity first one. So here, friends, what this case study is, this is about a sweet success bakery, right? It's a local bakery. Uh, the focus of the bakery is they want to improve its customer service and operations, right? What they are into is obviously as a bakery, they make custom cakes. They do make cupcakes, a lot of baked goods, breads, and everything for various special occasions. Now, what happens here is in the current scenario, okay, they have a problem. The scenario is they're receiving all the orders through phone calls and walk-ins. So as a result, the representatives, they write the orders on paper forms. And you know what happens, right? When they write the orders on paper forms, they often face confusions about the order details. As a result, what they are facing is the customers continuously ask the same questions, right? Even though um, uh, they're able to do it, but they're struggling to answer the same, questions day after day. It becomes a huge operational burden for them, right? So what their basic needs is they want to find a simple way to track the orders. They want a better understanding of the process. They want answers to the common questions. Right? That's the basic needs. Okay. Now the task here is, guys, so we'll start our first activity. Uh, I'll break out the rooms. I'll give you this case study also. We have to create prompts. Number one, for handling customer inquiries. Number two, for solving order issues. Number three, for order documentation. Okay. We are going to apply the team one, right? Team two, team three. So each team, each task. So first, there is going to be three teams. The first team will create prompts for handling customer inquiries. You're going to apply all the prompting techniques. You can mix and match. Okay. So the whole purpose of we having a breakout room first here is to understand, to discuss, and see. I'll be switching across each rooms to give you that guidance. You're going to make use of this task where suppose you're going to start with handling customer inquiries. You can do a mix and match. It doesn't have to be, if I say chain of thought means only chain of thought. No, you can add role based and you can add a template and a constraint and a few short, right? Anything of that could be used. Mix and match. Okay. Same thing you're going to use. And then we would like to see a collective responses on the outcome. right? So first is handling customer inquiries, solving. The second team will look focus on solving how to solve the order issues, and third is going to look for how to document the order. Okay. Now these responses, my friends, right? These responses need to be captured in a Word document. All right. Then, as part of once we come out of the breakout room, I will show you how we can add some AI-driven visuals out of the text that you have created. The ask is clear. Any questions?
No.
Okay.
So we need to
So
write down the prompts in like from our end. That's it, right?
correct. Yeah. The first is getting familiar with
Yeah,
these various types of prompts. So the three teams, each team, first team will create prompts for handling customer inquiries. Team one. Okay. I'm going to share that in the chat box so that we all know what we're going to do. So, oops. Can we have a quick look on, I suppose you have created a response in a Word document, correct? So we are going to take step-by-step approach. I would like to introduce you all to the first tool that we will be using, correct? Now we just issued a prompt. We applied various prompting techniques, and we have to expand a lot on our prompting knowledge because all the tools that we are going to use, friends, we will have to issue some, very specific prompts to get the best results, right? So we're going to do one by one, right? Okay, so team one, can we take a quick look into what you have come out with in the Word document? The responses from the AI, right? Responses from your LLM. Customer inquiries, how is that?
Yeah, I mean, we made some prompts,
Sure.
did not put it to we got multiple options like
Okay.
how to handle the customer inquiries, right? I did not put it in any Word document actually.
Oh,
The
the
options were
result.
like,
Okay,
yeah, the result.
I have a reason because if
Okay,
try to put it in the Word document, friend, because the you can see why I'm saying this. In a few minutes you'll get to know what I'm trying to do. So please have the results
okay.
pasted into a Word document. Huh?
Mm.
But anyways, yeah, if you could just show me or whoever was leading the team one.
Okay, sure. Uh,
Suresh, was that you?
yeah, Suresh. Yeah.
Okay,
Uh, yeah. We tried a couple of prompts.
okay,
So this was our query. I mean prompt. We want to handle customer inquiry. We used the role, and we also provided the situation specificity, and we asked. We were specific about the situation, what we want: cost effective, easy to handle, and better way. In a way, we asked for a template also, how to collect so we can better handle. So this was one option. So collect all these details, and yeah, we could have. Then there were more suggestions like use WhatsApp Business with automatic replies and labels,
okay,
and the Google Calendar and things. We
okay.
wanted, yeah, basically maybe as someone said, a little more time to refine and
No, I
and
agree. I know that time was a little limited, correct? But I'll give you more time as we go a little more intense case studies, right? But we are going to pick it things from here. Okay.
okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
So our aim here is, friends, to get used to the way how this new way of prompting is done, right? When you are applying a thought. Now, I'm going to tell all of you a secret, right? Please remind me. I would like to see the output of the team 2 and 3. Then I will tell you a secret of what to do with the prompt, right? So team 2, room 2, I mean, sorry, yeah. Or room 3 if you are ready.
The one who took notes of team two is not. I guess she dropped.
Or maybe she'll Who was okay? Okay, Lokesh, you are in the room 3, right? I think she joined back. So, who is sharing the screen right now? It looks like Lokesh. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm
Okay.
the
Okay. So show me your prompt. Yes. As a local breaker, my team will be getting orders. See, friends, I'll tell you. Okay. I'm going to help you guys refine your prompts. Okay. It's fine. I just want to take right now how you have done it. Let's see. For this, create a list of documentation, performance parameters. Tick. Okay. Perfect. Better order, clear communication. That's okay. Right. And what is the result that you got? You get this. Okay. Paste these in a, keep it ready in a Word format. Okay. Responses, can I customize a cake and so on. All right. Okay. Templates. You created a
Word
template as
document.
well. Okay.
Yeah.
This is a typical template big prompting. Okay. Good job.
Yes.
Okay. This sounds good. Yeah. Team 2.
Yeah, hi Arun. I will share my screen.
Yeah, Kartika.
Just a second. My system got restarted. Just a second.
No worries.
Yes. No, we haven't tried it directly with the chat GPT. What we have worked it right collaboratively. We try to create the prompting, how we can ask the questions and all. With the different types we have tried it, and this is only one response for zero shot. Our task is related to create prompts for solving order issues. So suggest a system for bakery ordering, that is zero shot. We tried it, and this is one response from the team member, and we tried with the different questions.
Okay. So you've not issued the prompt to the LLM yet. You
Yes,
couldn't get
one
the
time
print.
we had issued it. Our team members internally issued it, but not collaboratively with all
You
the
couldn't.
questions and
Okay.
all.
Because of the
Yeah.
time
No, we
limitation.
haven't understood correctly. So now we understand based on the presentation. Next time we will actually do with the application directly, and then we will copy paste the details here.
Results.
So, but
Okay.
we
I
tried
have the
the.
prompt ready. I mean, I have the output ready from Chat GPT. Can I paste it there in the chat if possible?
So you can share your screen if you want.
Yeah. That
I
will
will
be
stop
better.
sharing it. That's
Huh.
good.
All
Thank
right,
you.
okay.
Nice. Okay.
And I will, before he shares, like we just created based on the constraint based on template, passing some values and then asking about it, and question and answers for during the order that we tried it.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you.
Second.
Okay. Yes, please share your screen.
One second.
Sri Vishnu.
Yep. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Yes,
So
now.
this is the prompt I gave to ChatGPT, and this is what I got. So I asked for a template, and based on the constraint of special occasions only, and this is what I got out of it.
Okay. Now, my friends. Okay. Staff final checklist. Thank you for celebrating. Okay. This is a typical flyer mode contact. Now, listen, friends. Okay. The secret. Do you know if your prompt, okay, whatever prompt that you have given, right? Do you know whether it has a context? It has a task? Does it have a specificity? Does it have a format constraint? Do you know if it has all the right ingredients? We don't know, right? You issue it, you applied the technique prompt. So friends, what the secret I'm going to tell you is, you can ask LLM, that chat GPT in this case, is help me to frame a prompt itself. Once you write something what is in our brain, okay, you can say that I would like to check whether all these 6 components of an effective prompting is there or not. If not, help me to make the prompt, issue the prompt. and see the result right now. All of you guys. Okay. And I would like to see the results in the chat box. Are you getting what I'm trying to tell? Whatever prompt you guys issue for this, for across the rooms, individually or in a group, take that prompt. If you want to put it in the chat box first for others to pick it up, let them do, because I know one of you were issuing, right? So for all of you to share it commonly, you can put it in the chat box. I want all of you guys individually pick that chat up. Okay. And I'll show you what we can do. Can you all share any of the prompt? Okay, so I see Ashish. Okay. Lokesh, Ashish. I'll pick one of you guys. Okay. So I'll pick Lokesh. Watch me. Okay. One of you guys. And you guys can do it for others also. So here is what I'm going to do. I'm sharing my screen. Watch me. Right. You see this ChatGPT. Okay. So we'll use ChatGPT for a while and then we can use other tools. Now I'm going to say like this. Okay. I have this prompt. Okay. As a local baker, blah, blah, blah. I would like to see what, before that, let me set the context. I've been told the critical components of an effective prompt. Okay. Or can you tell me what are they? Context,
Task.
task, specificity,
Format.
format, and template. Okay. Okay. I'm excluding the tone. Tone I'm excluding because tone is always professional. So I'm leaving it at that is right now. So, okay. Now I am right. The critical components of it. I'm trying to improvise my prompt on these critical components. These help to rephrase it. Okay. Now you see, it will tell you on these contexts, see how the improved version is on your same prompt location. See the context. It tells I operate a local bakery, right? I'm setting up a task. I'm making it like this, making it more specific, setting up a format, include, right? So when I try to give a prompt in this particular way, it will help to give you the results accordingly. You see, now I'm going to copy paste this and issuing the prompt to that itself, to ChatGPT itself. It is called help me to help you. We call it as, right? I'm going to do this. Now you can compare. See, right? You can compare it and run the program, run this particular task exactly the way how I've told, and see how the responses are to you guys. And let me know. And you guys share the responses in the chat box. I would like to feel that.
Can you share us the starting prompt? Have you rephased it?
Okay, the first one, right? Yeah.
The first one.
Arun, I did not put the entire statement the way
Yeah,
you.
that's fine. Yeah, you can just tell that. Help me to rephrase my prompt using these components. I
It
gave
was like a WhatsApp chat. I first put one statement that can you check
that's
if
that.
below prompt has constraint and blah blah.
Uh,
Then it
uh,
asked, sure, can you share the prompt with me? Then I
correct,
gave my prompt and then it gave me the answer that it has this is missing.
correct.
So yeah, okay.
So now you construct a newer prompt on these core ingredients. Then you issue this. This is what it is, right? So that's what I'm telling. Now let me share. Okay, so I'm just watch me. This is the example of what I'm trying to tell you, right? The outcome. I copy pasted it in a Word document. I'll share this with you for your reference, right? See how a zero and few short example in this context would look like. Now I'm saying create prompts for handling customer inquiries. That's the task. Now zero shot is I'm telling there is a local bakery specializing in customer is asking something, right? Provide a detailed, friendly, informative response. This is a pure zero shot. But it has got a context, right? You have everything. And I'm issuing a zero shot prompt because I'm not giving any examples. In the few shot, you see, I'm giving examples where I say, hey, when an inquiry comes, like what flavors are available, the response is like this. How can I place an order for a birthday cake? Response has to be like this. Now answer this inquiry on this similar format. That is few short way of doing it. Right? I'll be sharing this just for you to learn and get used to this way of writing it, friends. Okay, so chain of thought. You see how what I'm telling? At Sandy Bakes, orders are currently taken via phone calls, and then it is recorded on paper forms, because of which what happens we all know, right? Now I'm telling, walk through the entire order process step by step. The moment I issue a step by step, that becomes a chain of thought. Otherwise, you can mention how the step has to be. First do this, then do this, and so on. And then I'm setting some constraint. I'm saying that, hey, identify some bottlenecks and misunderstandings that possibly could lead to some errors, right? And then I'm telling, finally, you propose a systematic solution. This is a classic chain of thought on this context. Now comes role-based, where you give what your role is. I'm saying, assume you are a process improvement, or you can say, I am a process consultant. I am a customer service representative. I am the person who takes the order, right? That's the CSR. I am the owner of the Sandy Bakes restaurant. Anything you want to say. But it has to be a role. This is what we do. And similarly, templates. I'm telling you develop a structured documentation template, include these, and keep the following fields active. Okay. And constraints, right? What should you avoid? What should you have? You set up the constraints. So I'm going to share this. All right. Now the question comes. Next is, let's use a tool where I want to generate some user stories. Right now we are going to the next step. Okay, I got the prompts, I got the results. Now I wanted to see how I can generate the user stories. I want to have an idea. User story starts with an idea, correct? So I'm going to introduce the first tool called as user story generator.ai. All of you type this user story generator dot AI slash idea. Okay. Now, I'm going to say, create a digital system for Sandy Bakes, isn't it? That's what we are trying to do. Respond to some common customer questions. I want to track orders. The purpose is it replace paper forms, confusion, and all those simple interfaces. This is what I'm trying to do. This is my idea. And track order status. I don't even want to do this. I'm simply giving an idea. Create a digital system for Sandy Bakes. That's all, right? And when you click start, you see what happens? It will build features. Okay. You all know, do I need to tell you what epic feature and stories means? I suppose you all know basic, right? People who come from Scrum Master background would be familiar with epics, features, and user stories, right? So I'm going to pick up a feature here. The feature is, I'm going to pick up any one, right? Where I'm saying order management system. I click on it. And I click next. You can make any one, right? Anything. I click next. Then, of course, a role. User story should always have a role. Can you tell me what are all the roles? See, it is automatically identifying the persona. You see, these are all the roles which it has intelligently picked up. As a bake shop staff, as a customer representative, order customers, and bunch of the roles. If you want to add anything new, you can say bakery owner. That is also a role, isn't it? So I can select, I'm going to say customer rep. And I'm going to click next. And then you see all the user stories have been generated. And you can see how elaborate it is. At a very quick idea generation, based on the idea, you set the features, select the role, and then the corresponding user stories for that particular role will be created.
Can I assign a template to this, or it will always generate in this? And this is the only template that it will generate.
Yeah. This is mainly for a quick reference because it's a versatile tool. You know, this is exclusively meant for user story generator, right? So, person in the agile world that created. We can gain access, right? If you click on next, right, you will find more options to switch like this. See,
Arun, are these customizable too? Like if we wish to add our own data in between the statements?
yeah, so you have to, so because this is right, you know, under what circumstances this helps us, I'll tell you. Normally, okay, we are exploring a new product. I'm giving you the context now. You're exploring a new product, a new requirement has come, completely new solution. All right. I don't want to go with a blank face, right? I know this product, I know little bit of it. I have got an idea. I'm just getting into the discussion with me, product owner, and a bunch of other team members. We're going to meet the client for the first time. I'm going to use this tool to get a complete feel of idea how individually these features can come to our rescue. If there is anything that is being missed, if there is anything that I can add, it will help us to be prepared for thinking in terms of generating the user stories and requirements for the given context. It helps us in that sense, right? Always a guide, a quick guide for any product. That's why it starts, it's called as a product idea.
This is mainly will be useful for the product owners, right?
Product
Because
owners.
the Scrum Master mostly deal with stories for the development team. So they need to have a very specific things and some implementation notes, acceptance criteria, all those.
So that would come. See, the point is, whatever tools that we are going to use, right, as part of this next 2 days, it is not specific to only Scrum Masters.
This is
Product owners, because the whole beauty of working in Agile is, right, today I'm a Scrum Master, tomorrow I could be a product owner, tomorrow I could be a product manager, the day after, right, or a release train engineer. I can shuffle around the roles, right? But my core thing, this is the world of capabilities, friends. Have you seen in today's world, whenever people put a position or a job, okay, they don't specify much on job description. Gone are those days where they will tell that the job description, they'll classify everything in the job description, and then you are hired for that. No, you are basically, the people are looking for capabilities. That's what the new wage term is called as. You're capable to do what kind of things given that particular role. So as a Scrum, I have worked as a Scrum Master, right? Would you believe that I have reviewed the code of a developer? Even though it is not under my capacity or not my define, I have been invited to a CEO discussion all of a sudden, where product owner was not there. So obviously the next guy to be called in for the room was Scrum Master. I have been to the Scrum Master, prepared a bunch of slides, right, talking about the sprint challenges that we went through, put together all those and went through. So that's what I realized, that as part of my experience, we are not bound by a specific role, even though we have given that title and role. They look for what are all the things that I can do holistically. Sometimes it could be reviewing the stories, reviewing something, correct? That's what people would look for. That's a new age way of doing it. Now, thanks to the world of AI, because it helps us. If someone who is very focused on the quality, right, as a Scrum Master, even though I facilitate the daily stand-ups, right, I perform some sprint planning, perfect. But end of the day, when it comes to the quality checks, while I work with the testing team, which is going to be the next tool that I'm going to talk to you, right? I also would like to know whether all areas as a tester, have they really captured it, right? That brings my quality of the Scrum Master to the next level. Oh, this guy has the sense of ownership to a very next level. So people would approach you more on that space, and this is what actually makes you stand apart. That, if you specify and if you're a job role bound, that will actually, give you a challenge in a later stage. So for any of us who wants to take a quick look, I have an idea. This is what the product is going to be all about. I want to quickly generate things and see what this whole product is going to bring us. What kind of value this is going to bring to us. That is the first set of tools. You give an idea, get the results. Okay, these are all the things I should be moving to. A system level thinking. That's what this whole purpose is. And then you can share these results to your friends, just like I showed you, right? And if you want to regenerate, add more things, that you can always do, right? Repurpose the ideas and all those. See here, you see my screen, right? Yeah. See, I can share these results. You can copy the link and quickly share. So that's right. You see, I don't want to miss any key points, right? I want to be able to update payment status so that Sandy Bix can manage finances effectively. All those kind of things I can capture. Right now, friends, The next is, remember this Word document I said and asked you to copy the responses, correct? Where you will have bunch of actions to be done, isn't it? Now tell me, okay, as a Scrum Master, um, how often are you the go-to person for any presentations or anything? How often have you all been to the leadership? Have they ever called you to address some issues or to talk about the status, talk about some of the challenges, or to talk about the overall execution itself? Have you been into a state where you are suddenly pulled into a leadership, or they'll say, hey, I want to meet you in the next half an hour. I would like you to tell me the presentation. I would like to know what's going on. Has it been the case?
Mostly.
Always, right? So so we need to be prepared, correct? One is status and everything. So as a person, when it comes to presentation, they always look for PowerPoint, right? A quick 1 or 2 slides that talks about the overall picture status and what are the core function areas that you'd like to. I would like to make it more visual, right? So to that extent, friends, I'm going to introduce the next tool, an auto-generated tool, which will help you to build a visuals in a very quick span, right? So you see now, are you able to see the screen? Yes, I suppose.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Now I'm introducing this next one called napkin.ai. Okay. All of you can click on this napkin, the paper napkin wool, that one. And then get napkin free. The good thing about this product is versatile, amazing product is it is free in the beta testing stage. A lot of features. Just sign in. Okay. And come to this section. Have you all done? Have you all come into this state? Let me know. Just type yes, I am, so that I can show you how to do what to do. Can you type yes, please, once you are in?
How would you like to add text by passing my
Yeah,
text?
I'm telling you. That's what I want to show you. I want you guys to come here first.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. So see here, friends, what to do. Okay. This is a quick. Okay. So I will give a heading, right? So I can pick up any heading, correct? Since I have something here, this is not relevant here. You will have the responses, okay? So what I can do is, you copy the responses which you received for the prompt which you issued, right? And give a heading. Okay, now in this case, this is a generic heading I gave, teaching responses. So what happens is, the way how we can use this tool is, it comes with 3 features. You can when you click on new, it will ask, you can draft with AI. Next is, you can import it from the file, which you already created, Word document, right? Joby, whatever you created. And then third is this called blank napkin. So I click on the blank napkin and I get to this blank page. Okay. So you give a heading. whatever heading you want to give, user stories review or status of a user story, right? And then you give all the bullets. Okay. Then on the left side, you see this icon. This is the AI icon. So click on this, just click and ask to generate a visual. It will scan through this text and it will generate icon like this. We can handpick the best one which you feel is relevant to that context, right? So I'm going to handpick one. So let me pick this one, okay? And I can select any color combinations and my image is ready. All I need to do is export it, copy it to the clipboard or download, whatever you want to do, and add it to your PowerPoint. Very quick, right? You create a new slide, you give a text, and then copy and be ready for your presentation. All right? Now, can you all create this napkin and share it in your chat box? For the responses we created from Sandy Bakes. All right? Pick up any of the responses. And if anyone is facing a challenge, share your screen. I can help you walk you through.
I'm sharing my screen.
Says me, how would you like to add text? By
Yeah.
pasting?
Here.
So first one,
same.
by pasting my text content.
Okay.
Okay.
No,
Now
just
this.
no, paste it. Go to the Word document. Yeah. So you can pick. Wait. Yeah. You can copy paste the whole thing. 3, 4, 5, 6.
Response.
Yeah, that's fine. Control C, and you can paste it there. Yes. On the left side. See on the left side. Go to this. Yeah. Come down. Scroll down. On the left side, click on that.
Generate visual.
Yes, it will generate the visuals. Now it is scanning. It is intelligently thinking and giving you the click. See this? How effective it is. See, you can handpick any kind of tool depending upon what the context is. Got it?
Can we also edit it?
Yeah, you
after
can
the
edit it. You
response?
can edit it. Yes, you can edit it, change the headings, add your more text, whatever you want to do, you can do. So anyone else who is struggling, please share your screen. Momita, you got it?
Yeah, I got.
So share, let me see. I would like to see your visuals. Share it in the chat box. All of yours. Sri Vishnu.
Maybe I'll share. Share
Yeah.
my screen.
Anil, Archit, Ashish,
I'm
Guru.
having problem.
Yeah, show me.
Not sure where I'm lost. Just one.
No worries. I'll help you on that.
Can you see my?
Okay.
Yes, Momita. Okay, good.
I think my screen is visible, is it?
This is whose screen? Momita.
Yeah. So this is the same one that you last wrote in the chat, right? I just took that. I didn't give any title.
That's
I just
fine.
took that and
This is to just get used
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
you know, how you can create a quick visual from a lot of status. You could have a lot of statuses coming your way, right? So how you can leverage that.
So I always have to ask a question. Okay, I have to mention that create a. Okay, no, I don't have to do that first.
And I told you there are 3 ways you can use this, right? One, draft with AI. You can go click on the new napkin and draft with AI. You see that? You can now, you can tell, yes, the best, the skills for sought after for Scrum Master. Right? So it will load, it will write. It's a quick, easy way of generating the visual. Yes. Now on the left side, you click and build the visuals.
So if I click anywhere over here, it will take the full content.
No, it won't take the whole content. It will create the it will build the content for that given box.
Okay, so for agile knowledge and experience, it will create one.
So is it possible to generate one image for all the 12? I mean,
So
whatever.
you can eliminate the space and keep it all together. Then you can.
Okay, edit and remove the space.
That you have to do manual edition. Others, all of you share. Let me see Suresh, Vishal, Vishnu Tirth, Ritika, Shubham, Manoj. Come on, let me see all of yours. Okay. I see Ashish, Archit, Ashish. Okay, good. Cake size, delivery date. Yes. Now you see how effective it will be. Right? A quick, no-brainer, very quick. It intelligently has carved out how this visual should look like with various options around. Right? And see, Anil, yours, what it says. Bakery order processing, a complete visual view.
Yes, it is.
Right? A complete workflow visual view, which will take you along to explain things to people, right? Ritika, yes. The best practices cycle, baking practices, yes. Order confirmation, presentation, yes, Vishnu, right? So this, my friends, is a quick visual guide to from all your text that we would take along. Okay. Good. I'm seeing more responses. Right. Very nice. Lokesh. Okay. Customer information. Yes. Suresh Jayam. Agile principles hierarchy. Yes. Purpose assessment. Cost analysis from Lata. Yes. Anyone else who is struggling, friends, please feel free to share. Okay. No worries. You can share your screen. I can help you guys walk you through. You can also attach a document to this. Okay. You can attach a document into the 3 options, right? One is draft with AI. Second, you can attach a document. You can attach the same Word document. It will help you to build the visuals. And third is the blank napkin way, where you copy paste the text manually.
I just want to know, like, in a document, when I go for the AI draft with some of the details, like I have taken an example of one of the app where I have asked for the functional flow and the user flow. They're giving me a user flow diagram and all those things. But when I'm clicking on, the generation would be on their column basis, not for the complete diagram, complete document. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, sure, Lana.
Just so might be something wrong.
Hello.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah. Yes, you created this. Okay, nice.
Oh,
You see,
that's
yeah, this is what you shared.
yeah, that's shared. Where's it doesn't save the history.
Library, go to the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is like for individual category, not for the complete page. If I want to make something by
So,
picking up all those flow.
so you have to create a context accordingly,
Okay.
right? So you have to eliminate the spaces and bring all together because it goes by module. It applies its own thinking and it feels that, okay, this is a separate section, it's all together. If you remove all the space and make it together, you can still see that it makes something out of all. Now
Yes.
you click, yeah.
Understood.
Yeah, and then it will tell you, yeah. You can edit, change.
Okay, understood.
Yep.
Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So I would like to ask you next is, what scaling agile means to you?
Ensuring that it is not only performed at a single team, and all of the other teams also, maybe if it is if the project is cross team, then every other team is also following agile practices,
Meaning?
methodologies, having that mindset.
Correct. So that's the whole thing about SAFe, isn't it? The scaled agile framework. You are taking the agile practices, workflows from a team level to an organizational level. So you go through a step-by-step approach to scale agile across the enterprise. And that's why you have a bunch of certifications in agile for, right? Safe Advanced Scrum Master certification, Safe Certified Agilist, right? You have complete bunch of safe agile certifications, isn't it? So now, when you are all working in a particular domain like this, right? In whatever domain that you have, how when it comes to scaling agile, you have a bigger role to play, isn't it? Always. You have, as a Scrum Master, you have to work with bigger stakeholders. Your responsibility is now they're saying that, okay, you delegate all the work as a Scrum Master to another Scrum Master. You focus on helping to build this, scale the agile. Scaling is a very, very important aspect. Correct? Now, friends, there is a case study. Okay. Now you see this. I'm going to show you.
We are not able to see your
I know
screen.
I'm coming. I'm just bringing it up. This is the case study. Let me present it and walk you through and what to do. Okay. The first things, case study. There is a logistics company, just like FedEx and DHL, right? Blue Sky Logistics. Okay. It's a supply chain and logistics industry. They have 100,000 employees, 50 across 150 countries, right? Now they decided to transform their agile, right? Meaning they have decided to scale agile, but they are finding it very difficult to scale it in a uniform way. Okay. Now you are the go-to person because of your vast experiences in Scrum Master and other agile roles. The organization, the management decided to assign you the role of taking the lead and find how to scale, what are the roadmap. Okay, basically a roadmap to scale agile in a uniform way, right? So you are job is to create actionable steps and prepare a high-level draft timeline. Okay, so create a actionable steps and prepare a high-level draft timeline. This is the ask, friends. Any are you able to understand? Any questions on this? The case study is very clear.
Yeah, it's
I'm going to give you some more details after this. All right? So you are the coach, you are the go-to person. You are asked to come out with the actionable steps and prepare a high-level draft timeline. What would you do?
Ask
Yeah,
ChatGPT.
yeah.
Let's start working on creating a prompt first and ask ChatGPT if that prompt works.
See, ChatGPT has, of course, I mean, it is our AI tool, go-to tool, right? So to make your, you're thinking, I'm going to display something here. Okay, see here. Can you tell me what comes next?
Last one.
Name them.
Blue.
Like
D.
Blue comes. C.
D.
Uh,
D.
D, I guess.
There are only 4 options anyway, so you can say A, B, C, D.
E.
it would be there. P.
So think and tell me.
B.
it's C. It's C.
B.
It's B.
E.
B.
Yeah,
Okay,
correct. It's B.
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 Yes.
Okay, and now can you explain me why B? What was your thinking pattern?
Sequence.
That means
Based on
our,
the color.
so basically our, I'm just showing you how human thinks, right? So I'm sure you would have, first thing you would have realized it, no 2 colors can be repeated in the same box, isn't it? That's your takeaway. So you would have followed this blue pattern and you could have seen that it is from 1, 2, 3, obviously it has to be 4, right? So the option left with us will be then B and D. Then you pick up the next color, right? You look for the green here. And between B and D, you can see the only place where green is left to be is in the top one, because in D it is in the second place, which is already taken care. So obviously you've narrowed down into choosing B as your answer. Any other way you thought, guys? Right? It's a standard, very simple. Human mind is hardwired to think a pattern, to derive a pattern. Okay? And that's why we're able to predict it so easily and effectively. Now, if you, I gave this to ChatGPT. Okay? Since all of you are saying ChatGPT, right? I gave this to ChatGPT and I told, okay, I have attached, I asked each of these 3 bars. Okay? The question is, you need to guess the 4th one based on the first 3 bars. Right? It analyzed, right? Step by step, it analyzed, predicted pattern, and finally, what is the answer? So whose is correct, yours or ChatGPT's?
Ours.
Ah, so who is powerful? You see that? Now they would have corrected it. I like to challenge these AI a lot because I empower this human intelligence a lot. I give a lot of emphasis on human intelligence and creativity, friends, right? And that too, I have a pro version. In my pro version, which is supposed to be advanced thinking models, you see how still today AI has challenges in identifying. Yes, it can help everything. So it is human who has to tell the way how I think, right? Now, if I go and prompt and say that I analyze that the color pattern has to be that in such a way that no two colors are repeated in the same box. If I give this condition, then it will start thinking in the right direction and give me the proper results. Right? So that's why when we say ChatGPT, yes, it's always a buddy to help us to do a lot of monotonous repeated tasks, which otherwise human would find it more time consuming. But end of the day, it has to go for. That's the reason why I spend predominant amount of time in the morning to help you build that prompting techniques. All right. The prompting techniques is like otherwise we are not utilizing the ChatGPT really, right? So we will walk into the next tool. I mean, this whole case study which we just spoke about, we will expand it, and probably we can take a break. I know it's 2 hours since our last big break, right?